Okay guys, I guess we'll start this video with Bella, who's watching cautiously up the stairs. Okay, so the pipe has been fixed, and we'll go ahead and get a shot of that for you. First things first, let's get the, oh, you know what, I forgot the flashlight, hold on. Let me get that. Yes, and this time I'm using an actual flashlight. And look at that, Marco decided to join as well. Okay, so let's show you what went on. So our HVAC / plumber guy was here today. Get this off. And I guess this will hold right here. So let's have a look at it. Okay. You can see he installed two new couplings. One's right there where the old one was. In fact, the old one's right up there on the window. And he also cut the pipe here and made some supports. You can see he put hold on, there we go. He put a support strap there. He tied in this piece of wood to this aluminum, or it's either aluminum or galvanized steel beam. And he also drilled into the concrete wall and threw in a piece of black steel pipe, hammered in there real well to hold the pipe totally, completely all along the area. So the pipe is definitely better supported than how it was, and it's also sloping in the correct direction, which is really important. So, and you have to detach this beam here, and you may notice the cut in the drywall is also wider than it was. So we took care of that, and I was here helping him because I had some time before work. So you know, I'm nice like that. And I think you're really seeing here now. We have to we threw down some like hot water and bleach down there just to, you know, sanitize whatever was down there, take care of all that stuff. And okay, so you'd think that this looks easy enough, right? You just cut the pipe and put on new supports and couplings. Oh, no, not even close. Part of the problem was these couplings and part of the pipe was completely up against the concrete wall. So it was very difficult for him to have the spacing he needed to wrap the clamps around the pipe, get the coupling to fit on, and then get it all together. I was able to help him pull out a little bit. Took a lot of work, but I helped him along, and we got it all covered up. What we did was we flushed the toilets upstairs, and we also flushed the toilet down here because, as you know, this pipe is above the fixtures in the basement bathroom, so it needs an ejector pump to pump everything out into this pipe, and that's when this pipe gets the most pressure, I guess you could say, or force of water, because it gets pumped in so quickly. And there was not a drip, so all that went really well. Once again, give you another shot, nice and dry. More supports on the pipe itself, with this here, and the board here, and the strap, okay? But now there's something else I want to tell you guys about. One of the problems we noticed was, I guess I gotta put you can see okay without the flashlight. When he cut the pipe here, and I was holding it for him, okay, water was coming out of the pipe, but it was coming out of the pipe from this direction and not this direction. This direction is headed towards the septic tank, and this direction is coming from it. Well, when he was cutting the pipe, there was clearly water coming from this direction of the pipe, which shouldn't be happening. There shouldn't be water in here at all. Well, the septic system was pumped just last month, you know, both the holding tank, the main tank, and chemicals added, all that stuff, so it's pretty much all taken care of for a good long time. And the fact that there's water coming from here with the septic system pumped means there's a good chance that the main house trap had a problem. So let's walk over to there. And you get to see me walking once again. There's Bella once again, and there's Marco on the ledge. Hey, Marco. Just staring. Okay. But now, as you can see here, the main house trap is in a closet, which is nice and accessible, so you can easily get to it without any problems, which is good. So at least they were smart in that regard. Okay, so here's the main trap. I believe this is either a cast iron or a black steel pipe. I'm not sure, but it's one of the heavy metals. So as you can see, it's a simple U. You know, this goes to the house. This goes to the septic tank, and take good note of the shape of this pipe, okay? It goes straight down for a short while, curves, and goes out. Well, okay, when we took this clean-out plug off, which took several attempts, obviously, because you know they're always like that, you should be able to see straight down into here, right? Well, you couldn't do that. What happened was there was like a slope inside here of, you know, it's in a house's drain pipe, so you know where I'm going with this. There was a bunch of not nice stuff in here, okay? And you could barely see down this pipe at all. Now, what was happening was, when we were flushing the toilets upstairs, the water was flowing, but it was coming just up to the top of where the cleanout plug is. It wasn't overflowing, but it was coming just up to the top, which isn't supposed to happen. So, you know, the plumber guy and I, we got a large auger, snake auger, whatever you call that, and we just kept pushing and turning, and finally it broke through, freed everything up. And like I said, you thankfully don't have to see what we saw, but like I said, this is a house's drain pipe where the main trap is. You got a very good idea of what's inside there, and I can tell you no sorority girl would stand within 10 feet of this thing. But anyway, so we did that, and as soon as we cleared it up, the water is just up to about here now when there's no water coming through, which is the correct level, because as you can see right here, this and this is just about the same level. And so the water's supposed to settle here when there's no water flowing, and then when water's coming through for, you know, from the showers, the toilets, or when the washing machine drains, it comes up to about here when it's flowing, which is much lower than it was when it was filled with all that crap, well, literally, inside the pipe here. And it's flowing much better now, nothing overflows, and it all goes through real nicely. The only time water comes out of the top here is when the ejector pump goes again, because again, that's when the pipe gets a huge surge of water, and it came out of the top here just a little bit when the plug was off, but you know, by that point, we had flushed everything several times, so quote-unquote, the pipe was clean, so there was clear water coming out of it, so it wasn't that bad, if you get my gist. So that was the problem. So he thinks maybe there could have been a problem with there was too much back pressure from the blockage that was in the trap and caused the coupling to move, but we're not sure. It could also be that the pipe just was not coupled correctly, and we think maybe that's what happened, but we're not sure. But the good news is that this is much better than it was, and we're very happy about that. So, and once again, I want to stress that it's very nice that even though the basement is finished, they were smart enough to keep, well, because there's also a sump pump there, but they were smart enough to keep this this all accessible. I think by code you kind of have to do that, but you know, you should have more things like that, especially for these kinds of instances. Okay. All right. So you get the idea with that house trap. Now, the other thing that happened is, I bet you Belle's going to be on the other side of the door here. There she is. And so the other thing that they did was, my parents put a claim in for the floor just because, you know, it's all dry now. I'll step on it again. You can see there's no water coming up or anything, but it's kind of buckled up around here from the water exposure. And in fact, if I walk over to here, there's clear signs that water got here as well. See that? So it's a composite floor, I think. It's not actual tile, so, and there's concrete underneath, so won't be the worst thing, but there'll probably be a series of videos on that. So that's where we are, guys. So for now, it's a good update. Pipe's all fixed, totally dry. That main trap is all cleared out, which is quite important. And everything's nice and dry here once again, so the leak has officially been fixed. So this will get patched up eventually, and once again there may be a series of videos on that. And oh, look at that. The clamp is, I don't know if you can see that, but the clamp is made in USA. That is very impressive. So once again, leak is all fixed, everything's all dry, and we're flowing once again, as they say, and we're happy about that. So once again, we'll see where it goes from here. Not going to make any guesses. But for now, we're back in business. So here we are for now, and thanks for watching, and we'll see where this goes from here. Take care.